Everyone, this is just a unboxing video of the Nova MW6 3 Wi-Fi mesh system. I think I'm going to do this video in at least two parts because I want to talk about obviously the packaging, the contents of the box, and a bit about why I've got this. So some background. So we've got a an average size house, but we've got a detached garage where I'm basically trying to get some Wi-Fi equipment working. So the current router Wi-Fi signal is not powerful enough to reach there. And that was provided by Virgin. So it's a Virgin, the ISP. We just use their Wi-Fi router, which is not powerful enough. Both versions. So we've got an older one, and I'll put this in the comments maybe later if of interest. And then we got the newer version, which was even worse. I then went on Amazon and looked at the reviews of basically just getting a dedicated, well, not dedicated, just a Wi-Fi. So we bought a Netgear one, which had good reviews for gaming and kind of Wi-Fi performance. I think the Wi-Fi performance in terms of when in range was great, but to be honest, it didn't live up to the claims for extended Wi-Fi. I then returned that, and unfortunately, I didn't kind of do any videos or reviews of that on this channel. Suffice to say, I only used it for a bit and then returned. I then basically read up on a whole bunch of Wi-Fi mesh options, and supposedly this will solve my problem, but let's see. And this is probably where part two of the video will come in. The reason why I went for this one was on Amazon. I think at some point these may have been, and I may be mistaken, around £100. I missed that, and then they were 130 to 135. They went down only by just a few pounds to £125. So at that point, I've decided to take the plunge. So this is what I've got. So I guess the claims are, each unit probably covers up to 2,000 square feet. A combination of this package claims to cover up to 6,000 square feet. So I'll put these to the test in another video, and I'll kind of come back to you on how that fared. So in terms of kind of getting into the details, so what's this about? One thing to probably note, which I was kind of interested in, is and nothing against it at all. So it's a Chinese company. It's manufactured in China, but actually quite an impressive box, good packaging, really clear instructions, and actually really good reviews thus far. So let's kind of get into the contents in a second, but probably just before that, just for everyone's benefit, just to cover off what's in the actual content of the text in the packaging. So the claims are, as I said earlier, each node up to 2,000 square foot, reliable home Wi-Fi, and there's some kind of blurb there about how this will probably be easy to set up and be in plug and play. So let's get into into what's included in this box. Okay, so continuing on my point around impressive packaging, that doesn't stop there. So basically inside the sleeve, which is what we just talked through, you get this shoebox. So relatively smart package, smart shoebox really. So what's inside? So velvet cover there. Again, this feels quite premium, to be honest, for the price range. Not that I've had another one to compare. Quick installation guide. Just some other, probably some kind of license usage documents. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the contents. So we have one node. So this is it. So it's got some cellular. So let's probably spend a bit of time on this itself, really. So this is, I would say, circa, coming up to maybe 4 inches in height. So roughly 4x4. It's lighter than it looks. It doesn't feel flimsy, but dare I say, it starts to move on the cheaper feel. but I don't really have a baseline to compare this to. So yeah, there are 3 of these, all identical. Presumably any one of these can be powered from Ethernet or connected to the Wi-Fi. So my plan is, for example, to put this one connected to the router. I will have this kind of midway through the house, and then the third one, again, all identical, will be connected to the other end of the house. So you can imagine the setup is probably going to be something like this on the far end of the house, which is where the router is. So let's just keep this simple. Work from, if imagine this was the house, I'll put this here. I'll probably put this downstairs towards the center of the house, kind of near my kitchen, which faces off to the back garden, and then this on the other side of the house, also downstairs, which faces off to the garage, which is the opposite end of the house where I don't have reception. So these 3 are the things we just spoke about. So just to take a look inside the box, interestingly, one flat cable style Ethernet cable, and then finally 3 mains chargers for each of the units. So probably just to summarize it, I think most people who kind of search for this type of stuff will know. So each of these boxes, whilst they can be connected wirelessly, each will need power. So just bear in mind, if this is kind of your first foray into this, if you take anything from this video, each 3 of these items will need power. But the point is, you don't need to have a wired internet connection to make use of them. That is what these do. So I think there isn't much to really say other than any comments or questions, let me know. I can look into something for you, given that I've got the devices at the moment. If not, look out for probably a part 2. I think I've yet to work out what part 2 of this video is going to look like, but at the very least, probably just show you, depending on how I can do the video, maybe the layout of the house and how I've got these set up, what the performance is, and whether it solves the original problem, which, just in case I wasn't clear at the start of the video, which is basically getting Wi-Fi signal out to the garage, but also actually to the back parts of the rear garden. The actual devices I'll be doing, I should say, is probably connecting the Ring camera floodlight. So that's probably another video I'll do on that. That's what these are for, actually, is to get a network out to some parts where I've basically got Wi-Fi kind of patches. All right, thanks again for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, comments, questions, much appreciated. Thanks a lot.